Prophet ﷺ was once passing by a certain place, and there were two graves there. And he said, ﷺ, that both of these graves are being punished in the grave. The people of the graves are being punished in their graves. Azab of Qabr. Any stuck urine drops in the tube, then it just comes, outside, and then you properly squeeze it out and clean it. Right? These Western toilets, the WCs, so difficult to use them, isn't it? People sit on it and the things go inside and the water splashes back. So this is also a very practical thing. These Western toilets, although Australia have given a fatwa yesterday that it is Eastern, not Western, but that's fine. Right? These Western toilets, the WCs, subhanAllah, so difficult to use them, isn't it? Because there's like a ping pong game that you start playing, right? People sit on it and the things go inside and the water splashes back. So the backside, all this impurity has come back on your backside. Now you have to clean yourself. So be very careful, boys and girls. Be very careful while using. So everybody, this is not something that you can teach. Everybody has their own way of dealing with this scenario. Actually, what happens, it is surface tension, right, of water. So when the najasa goes in, so because of the surface tension, it splashes back. So we have to somehow break that surface tension. So then the najasa goes in, then it does not flash back. I can tell you one, some people have said, put some toilet papers, just throw it. So there is no surface tension. So once it falls down, it will not splash back. Some have said this, I don't know how much possible is that. I don't know if you guys have tried that or not. But one way is that, you have to sync up. You have to sync up when the najasa is going in. Just take your hand back and press the flush button. So when it starts flushing, it breaks the surface tension. And if the najasa goes at the same time while it's flushing, then it will not splash back either. So everybody tries their own luck. What helps? How does it help? But if it does splash back on the backside, then make sure that you have to wash it. Because if you do not wash it, one, it's unhygienic. Two, more importantly, it is impure and we cannot pray in that, right? Because it's najasa ghaliza, it's heavy impurity, and more than this much, we cannot pray in that. So make sure that we clean our body from that najasa, right? This is also very important that we do proper istinja. After that, passing urine or stool, we clean properly. It's very, very, very important because it's impurity, of course. Just one thing is that, use left hand for istinja. And especially, make sure that after urinating, there are no drops coming out after that one cleans it. That's very important. So be very careful, boys, that, there are no drops of urine coming out after that we pass urine and clean ourselves up. So do proper squeezing, and inshallah, in some informal setting, inshallah, I can explain, what are the practical steps, because just proper squeezing, that's the important thing, the proper squeezing. Basically what happens is that the urinary tube that is coming from between the legs, when people stand up, then it gets pressed and the urine comes out again. A few drops is a possibility. Everybody has their own problems, right? So just make sure that whatever we do, everybody again has their own experience. But, maybe what you can do is after that you clean yourself, just stand up and then again sit down, so that if there is any stuck urine drops in the tube, then it just comes, outside, and then you properly squeeze it out and clean it. So a good suggestion would be to use toilet paper. You keep squeezing out until that you see that it becomes dry. Understand? They keep squeezing out. Prophet ﷺ was once passing by a certain place, and there were two graves there. And he said, ﷺ, that both of these graves are being punished in the grave. The people of the graves are being punished in their graves, azab of Qabr. And then he said, they're not punished because of something that people think are huge things. They're punished for something that people consider light. He said, this man, this person, he is punished because he did not choose to take care of himself from urine drops. And I've seen like Muslim boys, urinating standing. How can you protect yourself from urine drops like that? How is it possible? Impossible. It'll splash back. Some drops will come off. How will you clean yourself? How do you do that? How can you do that? Very serious thing that we are careful about urine drops. Serious stuff, isn't it? And the second, he said, the second person in the grave that is punished because he used to something called tail carrying, taking his things and passing on to him, taking his thing and passing on to him. That's called namima in Arabic language. And of course, it includes backbiting as well, but even more than backbiting, because people just pass on things to cause some facade, some corruption. So these are two serious things. People are punished in their grave, and punishment of the grave is serious, very serious. There are many serious, and the only reason I'm highlighting is so that, we remind ourselves, there are snakes in the graves, 99 of them, which keep on, biting people until the day of judgment. And there is description of those snakes as well that has come in the hadith. So we should remind ourselves of all of these punishments. The grave, it joins, the ribs go on the opposite sides, a'udhu billah, and much, much more. So we should remind ourselves, we should be careful about the urine drops. So it's not a joke. It's not like something that we giggle about or laugh about. It's serious that how do we do istinja, right? Don't urinate standing. We have to make sure that we squeeze it out properly. So that's what I said, that use toilet papers, squeeze out until that you feel that there is no urine drops coming out anymore. And because sometimes, it gets stuck. So maybe, again, try yourself, but one option can be you stand up, so that it gets squeezed and any leftover, that it comes forward. And then you squeeze it out again, and then you wash it and make sure that and after that you've done proper cleaning, then don't worry about it. Then, don't think too much about it, because then shaitan also plays with people's minds. And, oh, I don't know if I'm still dripping. Once you have done it properly, right, then don't worry about it. Even with women, same thing happens. They keep on thinking, but they have other issues, and there are feminine issues. There's issues of secretion and all of that. So urine is different from other secretions. So that's a whole chapter that can be covered at some point, inshallah. I'm talking about urine drops right now. And then after that, it might be that small little tiny droplets might come out, ignore that. In fact, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, it's a weak hadith, but that Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam asked him to sprinkle water over his trousers after relieving himself, so that if there is any waswasa that shaitan might put in the head, what if there are urine drops that have come out, just ignore them. But that ignoring is after that we have done, proper cleaning. So there is dispensation, but it is after. So one should also not say that I'm not cleaning myself and there's a dispensation. After cleaning yourself properly, then yes, after that, inshallah, that's ignored. When the filth comes out, so it will touch it may or may not touch the skin, by the way. When we say skin, outside the exit area, right? So there's an exit area, the backside, right? The anus, to be specific. It could be that it just comes out and does not touch the surrounding skin. It's a possibility. But if it's loose, then when it comes out, it can touch the surrounding skin. So technically speaking, a fiqhi ruling is that if it touches the surrounding skin because it's heavy filth, same ruling, that if it is more than this much, it was more than, according to you, a 50-cent coin, then you must wash it. But if it is less than that, then you can just wipe it off if there is no water. Same is for urine. If it doesn't spread out, you can just wipe it and not use water. But still, use of water is recommended. Even if it does not spread for more than a 50-cent coin. So we should wash it. But again, urination for boys specifically, if there is no water and somebody just wipes it off, dry it up, because if it does not spread out, then yes, it can be done. One can pray in such a state. One can. See? So, as I said, I've tried to summarize it as much as I could. So, he's saying that if there's no water bottle or anything like that, he's saying that, just soak some tissue papers in water and take it inside. If for that, you have to make sure that you wipe the filth with dry tissue papers very much, so much so that once you wipe it, there's no trace. You use multiple tissue paper in multiple times until that there is no trace. Now, if there's a soaked water and you just use that, it can help. But even if there is little bit of trace, then if you use this method, it can actually spread that even more. So you have to be very careful in this methodology, because if the water is flowing, say it's a bottle of water, or there was a shower, or there was like any sort of a pot or something, so there is more water where it flows, then it helps better. But this is very tricky. So this is fine in case of need and emergency. So again, it's everybody's own personal. I'm just sharing what I have experienced throughout these years, right? And of course, they do help. Keep a bottle of water, again, because it's not a lot. Bottle of water, how much can that be? 500 milliliters max, right? So that's where the toilet papers do help a lot. We have to wipe it off. Let's remove the body of the filth, and then use that water, and even a little bit of water will inshallah ta'ala clean it. But istinja is very, very important topic, especially urination for boys. Very important, boys. Please take care of yourselves. Please don't splash urine on yourself. Do not urinate standing. Find a place to sit down and urinate, right? And as I said that, dry it up, squeeze it out, dry it up and stand up, so that, and again do it once more. So once you are satisfied that there is no urine drops left, then wash it with water, and then after that ignore it. Everybody with me? All right?